In the bustling heart of New York City, where skyscrapers pierced the sky like ambitious dreams, Noel Thompson stared at his reflection in the office bathroom mirror, adjusting his tie with trembling hands. He had rehearsed this moment 100 times, but now, facing the reality of asking his boss for a raise, his stomach twisted in knots. Little did he know, this simple request would unravel his carefully constructed life, forcing him to confront desires he had long buried. Noel worked as a junior analyst at Apex Financial, a mid-sized firm on Wall Street that thrived on high-stakes deals and relentless ambition. At 28, he was sharp, dedicated, and had pulled more all-nighters than he could count, crunching numbers that saved the company millions. But lately, life outside the office had become a pressure cooker. His younger brother, Mike, was battling a rare autoimmune disease, and the medical bills were piling up like unanswered emails. Their parents, retired and living on a fixed income in suburban New Jersey, couldn't shoulder the load alone. Noel needed that raise not just for survival but to feel like he was holding his family together. The elevator ride to the executive floor felt eternal. Jordan Hayes, the CEO, was a force of nature. 42, impeccably dressed, with a reputation for being both brilliant and intimidating. Rumors swirled about his personal life. He was openly gay, a trailblazer in the conservative finance world, but he kept his relationships private. Noel admired him from afar, not just for his success, but for the quiet confidence that seemed to defy the old boys club. As Noel knocked on Jordan's office door, he pushed those thoughts aside. This was business. "Come in," Jordan's voice boomed, smooth and authoritative. Noel entered, the room a sleek expanse of glass and steel, overlooking the Hudson River. Jordan looked up from his desk, his dark eyes piercing. "Noel, what brings you up here? Sit down." Noel perched on the edge of the chair, heart pounding. "Mr. Hayes, Jordan, I wanted to discuss my performance and compensation. I've been with Apex for 3 years, and my contributions to the merger last quarter were significant. I believe a raise is warranted, given the market rates and my dedication." Jordan leaned back, steepling his fingers. A faint smile played on his lips, but his expression was unreadable. "You've done excellent work, Noel. Truly. But raises aren't just handed out. We need to ensure alignment, personally and professionally." He paused, his gaze lingering a beat too long. "How about we discuss this over dinner tonight? Off the record. I want to understand you better." Noel blinked, caught off guard. Dinner? It sounded innocent, but something in Jordan's tone sent a ripple through him. Was this a test? A networking opportunity? Or something more? He nodded, unsure but desperate. "Sure, that sounds good." That evening, they met at a cozy Italian bistro in Greenwich Village, away from the corporate glare. The conversation flowed easily. Jordan shared stories of his early struggles, coming out in a cutthroat industry, facing discrimination that nearly derailed his career. Noel opened up about his family, the weight of responsibility, and subtly, his own hidden identity. He had dated men in college but kept it quiet at work, fearing judgment in a field where appearances mattered. As the wine loosened their words, Jordan's hand brushed Noel's across the table. "You're talented, Noel, but talent alone doesn't cut it. Trust does. I see potential in you, more than just numbers." The touch was electric, stirring feelings Noel hadn't acknowledged in years. Was this flirtation? Manipulation? He pulled back slightly, but the seed was planted. Back at home, Noel paced his small Brooklyn apartment, replaying the night. The raise wasn't mentioned again, but Jordan's invitation to a weekend conference in Chicago lingered in his mind. "It could be good for your career," Jordan had said. Noel's best friend, Sarah, a fellow analyst, warned him when he confided partially. "Be careful. Power dynamics are tricky. Don't let desperation cloud your judgment." Yet, desperation won. At the conference, amidst panels and networking, Jordan pulled Noel aside during a cocktail hour. "About that raise, it's yours. But I need to know you're committed. To the company. To me." The implication hung heavy. Noel's pulse raced. Commitment? This wasn't just professional anymore. They shared a hotel room that night, platonically, at first, talking until dawn about dreams, fears, and the loneliness of ambition. Jordan confessed his attraction, how Noel's quiet strength reminded him of his younger self. Noel felt seen, valued in a way no one had before. But doubt gnawed. Was this genuine, or a quid pro quo? Weeks blurred into months as Noel's life intertwined with Jordan's. The raise came through, a 20% bump that eased the financial strain on his family. Mike's treatments progressed, and for the first time in years, Noel breathed easier. But the cost? Their relationship deepened in secret, stolen moments in Jordan's penthouse, whispered conversations in the office shadows. Noel wrestled with guilt. Was he compromising his integrity for money? For love? Society's gaze loomed large. In the finance world, where heteronormative norms still dominated boardrooms, a gay relationship between boss and employee screamed scandal. Noel imagined the headlines, CEO's favoritism exposed. He confided in no one, not even Sarah, who noticed his distraction. You're different lately, she said over coffee. Happier but guarded. What's going on? One evening at a company gala, the tension peaked. Jordan introduced Noel as my rising star. His hand on Noel's back a tad too possessive. Whispers followed them. Later, in the limo, Jordan kissed him fiercely. I don't care what they think. This is real. But Noel pulled away. Is it? Or did it start because I needed that raise? The argument escalated back at Jordan's place. You think I'm using you? Jordan's voice cracked. I really saw you before any of this. But yes, power isn't equal. That's the world we live in. Noel stormed out, crashing at Sarah's. He broke down, revealing everything. Her reaction was mixed. Supportive of his identity, but horrified by the dynamics. This is harassment territory, Noel. He holds all the cards. You deserve better. The next day, HR rumors swirled. Apex had a strict anti-fraternization policy, though rarely enforced for executives. Noel faced a choice. Report Jordan, risking his job and reputation, or continue, hoping for authenticity. Family added another layer. During a visit home, his parents sensed his turmoil. You're working too hard, his mom said. But coming out, admitting a relationship with his boss, could shatter their conservative views. Mike, perceptive despite his illness, pulled him aside. Bro, whatever's eating you, face it. Hiding hurts more. Noel returned to work, confronting Jordan in his office. We need boundaries. This can't affect my career. Jordan agreed, but the damage was done. Colleagues treated Noel differently, some with envy, others suspicion. A promotion opportunity arose, but whispers suggested favoritism. Then came the bombshell. A rival firm headhunted Noel, offering double his salary. Freedom from Apex, from Jordan. But leaving meant ending what might be love. Jordan pleaded, don't go. We've built something. Noel's heart tore. Society judged power imbalances harshly, especially in LGBTQ circles where equality was a battle cry. Was their story one of exploitation or genuine connection? The headhunting call came from Vertex Capital, a progressive firm in San Francisco promising not just money, but a fresh start. Noel interviewed secretly, acing it with his Apex-honed skills. The offer letter arrived. Senior analyst, relocation package, and a culture that celebrated diversity. No hidden strings. But Jordan sensed the shift. You're distant, he said during a rare lunch. Noel confessed the offer. Jordan's face paled. Is this about us? Or the job? Both, Noel admitted. I can't separate them. Every success feels tainted. Their breakup was messy, fueled by late-night texts and heated calls. Jordan accused Noel of using him for advancement. Noel countered with the initial dinner's coercion. Friends divided. Some saw Jordan as predatory, others as a victim of his own loneliness. Society's conflicts amplified. Online forums buzzed with similar stories. Me Too in corporate gay spaces, debating consent under power. Noel read them obsessively, questioning his choices. Was he complicit? Family dinner turned explosive when Noel came out, spurred by the chaos. "I'm gay," he blurted. Silence, then his dad's gruff acceptance. "We love you, son." But when details emerged, sans the boss part, his mom worried about societal backlash. "The world isn't kind." Mike, ever the optimist, encouraged, "Own your story, Noel." At work, the promotion went to another fairly, but Noel suspected reprisal. He confronted Jordan. "This is petty." Jordan denied, but hurt flashed in his eyes. "I thought we had trust." Noel accepted Vertex's offer, packing for California. The move symbolized rebirth, but leaving New York meant leaving unresolved feelings. A farewell party with Sarah revealed her promotion. Ironic justice. On his last day, Jordan called him in. "I'm sorry if I pressured you, but what we had was real." Noel nodded, tears welling. Maybe in another life without the hierarchy. In San Francisco, Noel thrived at Vertex. The city pulsed with acceptance. Pride flags everywhere. Colleagues openly queer without fear. His new boss, a lesbian woman named Riley, mentored without ulterior motives. Work felt pure, achievements earned. But echoes of Jordan haunted him. Late nights, he'd scroll old messages, wondering if power truly corrupted their bond. Social media debates raged. Articles on workplace romances, especially in marginalized communities, highlighting vulnerabilities. Noel dated casually, but comparisons lingered. A new guy, Tom, a barista with no corporate ties, offered simplicity. Their relationship blossomed organically, no raises, no imbalances. Yet, news broke. Apex faced a lawsuit from another employee alleging favoritism. Jordan's name surfaced, though not Noel's story. Guilt surged. Should he speak out? He confided in Tom. "I was involved with my old boss. Started wrong." Tom listened, non-judgmental. "Everyone makes choices. Learn from it." Family visits adapted. Mike's health improved, thanks to Noel's stable income. Coming out strengthened bonds, but societal prejudices persisted, subtle comments from extended relatives. Noel volunteered at LGBTQ centers, sharing anonymized experiences. Discussions turned heated. Power dynamics invalidate consent. Others argued, adults choose freely. One panel, Noel spoke, "It's gray. Feelings complicate rules." Back home, a package arrived. A letter from Jordan. "I stepped down from Apex. Starting over. Wishing you well." Closure? Or lingering attachment? Noel pondered, emotions swirling. Society demanded black and white, but life was nuanced. Years passed, and Noel built a life in San Francisco. Promoted to director at Vertex, engaged to Tom, whose grounded nature balanced his ambition. They adopted a dog, hosted brunches with diverse friends, embodying the acceptance Noel once craved. But reflections on Jordan persisted. A business trip back to New York reunited them unexpectedly at a conference. Jordan, now consulting independently, looked wiser, wearier. Over coffee, they reminisced. "I regret the start," Jordan said, "but not the connection." Noel agreed. "It shaped me, taught me boundaries." They parted as friends, no sparks reignited. Society evolved, more policies against workplace romances, greater awareness of imbalances. Yet, debates continued. Were such relationships ever ethical? Noel wrote a blog post, anonymous, sparking online discourse. Comments varied. Always exploitation. Depends on mutual respect. At his wedding, surrounded by family and friends, Noel felt whole. Mike gave a toast. To choices that lead us home. But in quiet moments, he questioned. Had he been victim or participant? The answer eluded, mirroring life's complexities. As the sun set over the Golden Gate, Noel whispered to Tom, "We got it right. Is it possible for a romantic relationship born from a power imbalance to ever become truly equal?"